Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Ramses, in what I hope will be the final episode. Now, I know you guys have heard that before, but this time I mean it. The main objective this episode is to just stay on target, keep things going. We need to pick up environmentalism for the tourism boost. We need to pick up online communities for the tourism boost. We also got to pick up space race as well as ski resorts and cultural heritage. We're just kind of like, we're filling out the final part of the game, right? And this is all about very careful execution. Potentially also flipping Wanuku. This could lead to a nice tourism boost. If I can get some cities passively through loyalty flipping, I'm super happy with that. I don't like this huge army from Russia flitting around my border. I'm going to go ahead and give him a little gift of 200 gold in the hopes that that will flip him over towards being friendly. And I would like to get more people to be friendly with me because it's quite hard to win the game if nobody likes you. I'm going to go pick up cultural heritage. This will reveal shipwrecks, but more importantly, it'll give me 100% tourism from great works of art and artifacts, and we can kind of push towards environmentalism, which is what we are going to do. Although, to be fair, I think getting professional sports here would be a little bit better. So I might go for professional sports first. Let's go ahead and get another national park right here. Boom, boom, boom. We do love to see that. That's a lot of tourism that we've just picked up. And I am incredibly good at talking quickly, as you may have noticed. I really do think that just comes down to being a skill that you can develop if you do it long enough. Now, in my day-to-day life, I talk relatively slowly and I talk relatively chilly. Let's go ahead and pop in skyscrapers for the extra 15% production so we can finish the Eiffel Tower a little bit quickly. But I can, of course, talk at a relatively normal, confident and slow pace. But that's not how I like to do things when I'm making content. When I'm making content, I like to think quickly. I like to think quickly so I can express myself. We're going to go ahead and get the bank in here. We got that +3 great people points per turn because we get +1 from the bank and +2 from the fact that we have the laissez-faire plugged in, and we want to get that for Sarah Breedlove, and we got to get her relatively quickly, which I'm very happy about. We are into the modern era. When it comes to great merchants, I don't think the rest of the modern era great merchants are particularly important, so we might swap out that card for something different. But getting Sarah Breedlove is incredibly important. I have another trade route here in Thebes. I could go ahead and repeat my route. I was trading with Russia, so I'll just trade with Tver. Seems like a nice one. And we are continuing on. I'm going to use my gold in Iwan to buy these tiles, and I will chop the deer because the deer does not need to be there in order for us to get maximum tourism here. I could put a ski resort on this tile as well, so we'll get that one soon. And we will harvest an artifact here. Skadoosh. I will take a Wilhelmina. I don't know how Wilhelmina got all the way over here, but I'm not going to question it. Okay, so Russia declared war on me. I was expecting that. Let's upgrade this to a field cannon. Let's upgrade you to a line infantry. We'll upgrade you to a field cannon. Need to get a little bit of cash. Sell off these luxuries. Boom. So you'll be a field cannon. Let me have a look. How is the Cossack situation? The Cossacks are hard to deal with. Should be able to. You're going to become a field cannon. I'm going to retreat you to a safe distance and turn you into a field cannon, I think. So we might have to deal with a little bit of pillaging here, which is fine. I want you to escape on a boat. Excellent. You stole 1,700 gold. Pingala just got murked. I'm going to appoint Victor and pop him into the capital because he'd be established in 3 turns. I have an idle governor in Amani. Looks like we lost suzerainty of Mitla. Any city-states around? Not really. I'll pop you into Cardiff. Why not? May as well maintain that. And then let's see if we can yoink a little bit of pillaging with this scout here. I have a spy in here. I think it would be good to take Ace Driver, and then I'll start getting diplomatic visibility with him. This horseman probably wants to become a cavalry. But really, I just need a larger army. So how long do I have this infantry for? Another 21 turns. I can move that to the front line. You can move to the front line as well. Where's all of my units? I don't have a lot of units. I have a relatively small army, but I should be able to defend this relatively effectively. I will need to spend my money to build this up. Let's turn you into a cavalry. You should be able to defend a lot better as a cavalry. You might, take a bit of damage, but you can survive. Let's keep this trade route here. I'm going to put it to sleep. This archaeologist, I will run down to here. That's fine. And we will finish the Eiffel Tower in 3 turns. Excellent. I'll need some more builders. I'll need some more war. Let's cancel this commercial hub. Let's start building field cannons. Cancel this bank. Build some bombards. I'm spending oil. I'm not really sure what I'm spending oil on, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Chop here. That'll get that spy a little bit sooner. I'll let you finish that military academy. I think generally we're going to be fine here. I am not concerned with the status of this war yet. My line infantry just got hit hard, and he does have aircraft, which is slightly concerning. I should be able to retreat this line infantry to a reasonable distance, like so. You're going to move forward and become a field cannon. Let's kill this Heretic, and then upgrade you into a field cannon as well. We'll be able to combine these together. So I think our main goal here is to get kills where kills make sense. It's a relatively large invasion force. We should be able to defend it incredibly effectively. We got the art museum in Apu, so let's go ahead and drop a great work. I need to change my government around so I can build more field cannons more quickly. It's going to be my main defense here. And then you are going to go ahead and do a listening post so that we can get +3 combat strength against them, because listening post gives you diplomatic visibility, which leads to combat strength, because higher diplomatic visibility, of course, gives you combat strength. That's just how that works. Okay, my capital city is getting hit by a bomber. This puts a little bit more dangerous of a timeline on this. So let's get the... What do you have? You have the garrison promotion. So why don't you take the volley promotion? Why don't you eat him? That's slightly more concerning that he's using bombers on me. So the timeline here is important. I need to get this cavalry into this aircraft so I can pillage it and kill him. I just have to pillage him, I think, to kick him further away. Right, more units. We're about to finish the Eiffel Tower, that's fine. Let's go ahead and take out laissez-faire. We will plug in Grand Army. This might actually be the most effective war that an AI has ever launched against me. Very, very concerning. What unit upgrades could I get in the short term? Probably getting access to coal. Well, I'll finish radio because it's one turn. Let's start getting a bunch of gold where we can. I'm going to sell off everything I can to get raw gold, and I can use that to purchase units. What's the strongest unit that I have access to right now? If I could get some biplanes, actually, in the Reina city. Can you place an airdrome? No suitable tile. Let's get Reina. Reassign her to a city that can get an airdrome, like Swinet. Right, let's reassign Reina to Swinet. If we can get a governor title, start mass producing field cannons. I need to get this infantry into this city to provide it with more defense. The lack of oil is the problem. Might not provide much defense then. Concerning. Very concerning how quickly my capital might actually fall here. I should have taken that a little bit more seriously, the threat. This could destroy my government plaza. We do have the Eiffel Tower down. Right, I wasn't expecting the Russian invasion. Buy a field cannon, blast him. It's a lot of units here. They're all very strong. A little bit worrisome. Curious to see if I put you in here. Yeah, okay, that's 110 combat strength here. That's a little bit better. Let's move you to here. We'll take the garrison promotion so you can tank pretty well. Blast and blast, so he's softened up. You're in position to pillage next turn to get rid of that bomber. Scary moments here. Scary, scary, scary. I think the best thing to do here is to try to get more people to declare war on Russia. Okay, we managed to get rid of the bomber, I think. Or at least he forced it to relocate it, which bought me a turn of the city not getting bombed. Alright, you can get this kill. Go to there. You go to here. Absorb him. That gives you a heal and makes you stronger. You're fortified in that town. We want to blast you. Step out of the city. You step to here. I buy a field cannon. You eat that field cannon to make you stronger and give you a heal. Perfect. And then you'll be able to re-enter the war. Let's keep selling off everything we can. Even my gold if I have to. I need an endless flow of field cannons here to take control. Though I lost that cavalry here, which bought me a turn on the bomber. Who can I convince to go to war with Russia? Join ongoing war against Peter. He'll join for 1,000 gold, thank you. Who hates Peter? That's the real question. Abraham Lincoln hates Peter. Hey, bud. Okay, he hates me too, unfortunately. Wilhelmina might join. For 1 gold? Will you do it for 1? You will. Okay, so who else is at war with Peter? Coupe, would you like to join my war? Because I think the more people I have at war with Peter kind of like distracts him. Coupe might actually join the war here for like free. Yes, huge. And this might make the AI reprioritize how they want to play. Jadwiga, would you please join my ongoing war with Peter? Okay, so now if we check the diplomatic relations tab here, if we look at Peter, he's basically at war with the entire world. Everyone was happy to declare war on him. I managed to get everyone to join the ongoing war, which means he should be getting under siege from every direction, and his military should try to reprioritize away from this front line. At least some of it will, which will be very helpful for me. How useful will that be? I don't know yet. I'm hopeful that it will provide good results. So he's still slamming the city, but I think I killed the bomber, or at least I redirected the bomber away from Thebes, which is basically the same thing, like in outcome. The basic outcome is I no longer have to deal with it. So there's another Cossack down. We'll get rid of this cuirass here. We'll blast you. This field cannon can come forward now and start doing a little bit of work. We have thinned out his army. We've taken away 200 combat strength from him already, which I would call a significant victory this early into the war. Now, this might be a case of where he might never piece us out, but I think I'm willing to accept that. Let's go back to stealing gold from Coupe, because we do love to steal gold from Coupe. This battleship needs to die. Thankfully, Coupe has units nearby, so he might attack that and kill it for us, which will allow us to clear this barb camp. Looks like my trade route did manage to survive. Thebes is taking damage. There's some pillaging happening too. I've got more field cannons joining the front line. You need to promote. I'm going to promote Arrowstorm to give you just max damage on your attacks. This is a little scary. How much damage can I pump onto this? The bombard has to go because it can do damage to my city. This guy does so much damage. Let me have a little think about this. Yeah, he's got way too much combat strength for me to stand adjacent to him. So we do have to fall back and start chipping away at him. We got another field cannon. Let's keep building those field cannons. They're extremely cheap, extremely effective defensive units. Who are we not trading with? We're not trading with Maori, so I will trade with them. Also missing a trade route with Russia, but that's because they declared war on me. So that's a little bit more understandable. All right, Swinet, taking damage, but holding. That little maneuver on that bomber really saved the city. Now, the scary thing is here that this AT crew has 3 movement, partially because of this great general. There's another Cossack down. We need to take out units first. Just reduce the total number of units that are like coming at us. So he could move here and attack up into that hill. So we need to retreat even further. He could move across this river and attack here. So you need to retreat even further. You can't go into that hill. You need to fall back out of vision range, I think. This AT crew is a very scary proposition. I can't afford to just lose units to him. We do now have access to oil. Have we actually discovered any oil inside our territory? Yes, we did. We found some here, as well as some over here, some there, and a chunk there. Perfect. Okay, so we have a few options for oil. We won't be able to ever get that one because there's a Sphinx on it, and we never want to change that. Let's immediately go for computers. Do I want to get a unit in the meantime? Tanks would allow me to push back, as would plastic. Do I get the offshore oil rig? I kind of need computers. I need the tourism. So I feel like I've managed to stabilize here. 148 divided by 384, that's 40%. So we're just shy of 40% when it comes to how far along in a victory we are. Let's go ahead and faith purchase a naturalist here to make another national park. We got the shopping mall in Iwinwina. Let's go for the entertainment complex to keep pushing the tourism higher. Let's plug in military first to produce units faster, and we will leave it at that. We probably don't need skyscrapers anymore. It would be good to plug in... It'd be nice to get a few more builders right before the end of the game. We got a little bit of land to improve, a little bit of optimization to be done. Okay, so it looks like, damn, he was able to cross and attack. But it looks like he's deprioritized taking my city because he's redirected troops away from this front line. This AT crew is a big problem, but he's in a position where I can do like amazing amounts of damage to him, which is perfect. If I can get enough units in position, I can't quite get him. Hold on. That's okay. Even if he promotes next turn, he should be dead. Yeah, we should be able to get him. There's another field cannon coming up to the front line. And I think we've defended this. I am going to keep producing some field cannons though, just to keep my army, well, like my situation safe. It's always good to slightly overreact to a war because that means you're extra prepared for the next one. And if he is dedicating his production towards military, that's a little bit scary for me. His culture massively increased, which is a little bit concerning. His AT crew actually did not manage to level, which is super good for me. Right. Boom. You move up to here. Shoot that. And I think we've officially managed to defend the capital. Yeah, I'm feeling safe now. He's being drowned in wars, and his military is decreasing. And with the kill of that final Cossack, I feel like my capital is now properly defended. So we just need to get peace. He is willing to give me peace. I'll go ahead and get that peace, and then I'll immediately get open borders. So a real trick, by the way, if you're ever playing a negotiation game where there's diplomacy, do you want to know how to always win in a negotiation diplomacy game? If there's another player who's doing really, really well, the trick isn't to try to get everybody to attack him and defeat him. It's to try to get everyone but you to stop negotiating with him. And the trick is, if you're a player who's winning in one of these games, like a game where there's like a sort of diplomacy mechanic, you want to try to find one person on the board who's willing to trade with you, because you can use that as a tool. If you can get one person to trade with you, you can then manipulate other people into trading with you as well. You can say, well, look, you know, Duncan was willing to trade with me, Lewis. And like, so he's winning and you're losing. So like, I mean, you know, blah, 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 blah. If you don't trade with me, you're participating in the pact, but you're just falling behind. And then, but he's going to be thinking, but if I continue to trade with him, blah, 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 blah. You know, so there's a very interesting, I think the word is, it's not game theory. It's like something dilemma. It's like a prisoner's dilemma. Because in the ideal circumstance, you want to try to convince the entire board to stop trading with the particular player, and then you want to continue to trade with that player. And if you do that, you're in the most advantageous position. And then conversely, if you're the target of that player, you need to find one person to trade with, and then use that trade deal to try to negotiate trading with other people. I think that's a more succinct way to say that. But we got cultural heritage here. I don't want to plug out liberalism. I think I'm going to plug out military research. While it is really handy, I think I'm willing to live without it, because heritage tourism is 48 base tourism, which is super good. We're up to 700 tourism per turn, which does mean that we are gaining quite quickly. Although Russia is just making so much tourism. Did he do hasn't yet done satellites? I'm surprised about how quickly he's doing his science victory. The AI seems to be a lot better these days. I don't know if I'm just imagining it. Let's make sure we get our hands on a few builders. So I'm no longer at war with Russia, which allows me to redirect my efforts towards more fruitful and productive ventures. We probably don't need the stadium in here. It's good though. It is potentially plus 3 amenities, so that's actually super good. Huge amount of amenities are available on tap there. We do have a spy inside the Incan territory. Let's go ahead and gain sources. Do we have room for great works? Oh yeah, I should be buying relics, right? That's something I had meant to do. Let me go ahead and look. Great work, relic, Russia. Ew. I'll buy that Russian great work because if I put it inside the St. Basil's Cathedral, it's worth 16 tourism, which ain't a lot, but it is something. I suppose that's comparable to having a national park, like a baseline, well, like half a national park. Yeah, no, it's like a baseline national park, I think. 2,000 gold here, very nice, beautiful. Field cannon, excellent. So we're slightly over-responding to the war that was declared on us, which is fine. Again, remember, you always want to slightly over-defend. You want to be extremely greedy up to the limit of your greed. In the sense that you never, because here's the thing, if you under-prepare for the war, you just lose. If you overbuild, you're just a tiny little smidge behind. And so that's why that's a really, really important line to thread. And Civilization is a game about greed. It's all about how much can I get away with. Dude, Russia is rock banding me, and it's kind of working for them. I need to re-establish that trade route with Russia. So let's begin that one there. We got the commercial hub in here. Should I go for the broadcast centers? How important is a great musician here, really? There's a lot of great works of music that I could buy. We're about to get Sarah Breedlove, which I'm super happy with. Boom, there's Sarah Breedlove. We yoink her. We slap her into that district, and now our tourism per turn should be significantly multiplied. We're getting 50% for trade routes rather than 25%, which is really, really nice. Do I have any more national parks that I need to make? And it looks like no. So I might be able to sneak a couple of rock bands into Russia now at this point in the game. So let's see if we can make that happen. Taking a look at the city of Mendez, we have holy sites, we have commercial hubs. We could potentially get the sanctuary here. I mean, it's a totally reasonable thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that with gold because it just makes all these tiles really tasty. And then I'll go ahead and grab myself a couple of builders because I'm a little bit light on builders at this phase of the game. You, on the other hand, you're going to get arenas. America is denouncing me, which is frustrating. I need to go through and check all my open borders, actually. I might be missing open borders. Like the diplomatic landscape has shifted quite a bit in the last 2 episodes, actually. Like a significant shift in the makeup of how the world is structured. I have open borders with everybody, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln, because he hates my guts, which means I'm getting a 75% tourism boost against everyone because I believe I have a trade route with every single player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 unique trade route directions. And I have a spare trade route, which I might just pop into my capital here. Just maybe see if I can get some envoys or something. Computers and environmentalism are about to finish, which will be a 50% boost to my baseline tourism. And that 50% will then get multiplied again. So this is actually going to be like a 75% increase in my tourism. No, even more than that. Yeah, it's because they co-multiply, right? If I take this 760, which is currently being multiplied by an average 1.75. So I'm getting about 1,300 tourism. If I then take that 760, multiply it by 1.5, and then multiply it by 1.75, I end up with about 600 more tourism per player. So we're going to start seeing ourselves run away with this culture victory. We're almost up to the halfway point, and it's kind of like the engine shifting into high gear. We're finally hitting that point. Unfortunately, we didn't get Mary Leakey. So I'm going to go through every city still doing campus research grants. Should probably stop at this point. I think everyone could see that coming, but I feel like I wouldn't be doing the game justice if I didn't at least attempt it, because if I had gotten her, it would have been so amazing. That's the thing, is sometimes you have to chase the huge plays. Let's go ahead and drop a seaside resort here. That's a +6, and this actually generates a significant amount of tourism. I'll show that off next turn. All right, rock band inside Russia's territory. I think album cover art is a great one. I'll take that. Let's buy another rock band. Let's try and buy as many as I can. I remember we want to send them against Russia because we want to steal Russia's domestic tourists, because it's Russia's domestic tourists that we have to beat. Right, there's flood barriers, which is a 25% boost. We're up to 900 tourism baseline already. You are listening posting. I'm going to cancel that. I'll go ahead and step onto this wonder. 37% chance he dies, 750 tourism and 50 albums sold. What this means is he generated 750 tourism against Russia. This does not get multiplied by your multipliers, but this 50 albums sold means that every single performance he does beyond now will get a 50% boost. So that's how that works. So the longer you keep your rock bands alive, the more effective they are. Glam rock is one of the best ones for long-term tourism, so I'll take glam rock. There's a lot of options for us to make use of that. And if we take a look here, we have computers, we have completed the tech tree when it comes to a tourism victory. You could maybe make the argument for a biosphere. It allows you to turn solar farms and stuff like that into power. We'll go for it, but I don't think it particularly makes an important part. Now, I could go for Shah Jahan here, which I will, because if we have Shah Jahan, we can go for an amazing biosphere play. I'm also going to grab Scott Joplin. I didn't know that some people produce 3 great works of music. That's kind of crazy actually. But we can use this International History Museum with the music card when we get it, which we will get at Space Race. Now, taking a look at Thebes, there's a lot of potential here for certain things. I think the first thing we should do is repair the outer defenses to make sure that the city is well defended from a potential follow-up war. And then I guess we could go for the stadium to maximize our amenities, which will also provide a nice boost. Let's assign Pingala back to the capital because we're missing out on some really, really nice tourism boosts. So he'll take 5 turns to reestablish. This trade route is just mainly for amenities, so we'll trade with Yerevan. And the few builders that I am building are mostly going to be going around to improve my mountain tiles with ski resorts. This is that like little tiny shred more optimal to do so. Boom, another great work of music. Those are fantastic. We are missing an archaeological museum in Akhetaten. I'll pop in here. I'll buy that for gold. Now, is there anywhere that I could maybe justify a Golden Gate Bridge? Golden Gate Bridges are amazing for national park cities. I could maybe get one down here. So I think I'm going to move Shah Jahan down to the south, because if I could get a Golden Gate Bridge with Shah, this city has 3 national parks. The Golden Gate Bridge gives +4 appeal to every single tile and 100% tourism. So that would make this just like an insanely ridiculous city when it comes to tourism. It would be amazing. Genuinely insane. There's environmentalism, giving us the 25% boost to tourism across our entire empire, which brings us up to a baseline of 1.2 thousand tourism per turn. Continue to defend that commercial hub, please. So with environmentalism complete, now we want to pick up Space Race to make our great works of music better, and then finally online communities to improve the tourism we get from trade routes. So we're hitting the zenith, which I really, really like. This is the phase of the game that feels really satisfying because it's where all of your hard work pays off and you start to get like really super good benefits. I have room for 2 more great works of writing. Let's go ahead and make that happen. Great works of writing, 1 and 2. I only want to buy 2 because I don't want to fill up my National Museum. The National Museum is better off being filled with great works of music, I believe. So an amphitheater is completed in Buto. Perhaps we could buy, maybe get art museums and start buying more great works of art from people. You finally finished that caravel that I asked you to build, like God knows how long ago. Let's take a Yadviga artifact. That's one that I don't have yet. And let's have a look at the artifact situation. Let's look at theming. Yeah, no options for theming right now, so we'll have to kind of keep playing it by ear on the artifact front. All right, let's rock band again. 37% chance they die. 3,000 tourism generated. Remember, that's being boosted by that whatever that baseline was. It was 2,000. It's being boosted by 50%, and now they're going to get a 150% boost, which means they produce 2.5 times as much tourism. So keeping these guys alive is really, really important. That's why you want to have high percentage plays. Very, very happy about that first rock band. He's done great work already. Because if you think about that tourism, if I go to like a wonder here, one action from a rock band is kind of on par with having built a wonder in the classical era, right? This great bath that I built way, or in the ancient era rather, has generated 1,000 tourism, which is like really damn good. But I'm loving the current situation. 9. This is a 42 tourism national park. Jesus. This is a 10. The 48 tourism national park, 60 tourism here, 57. I wonder why this one isn't showing up. It's like slightly concerning that it isn't. I don't like that. That upsets me. Why aren't you showing your tourism? I hope I'm getting it anyway. But let's go ahead and no, somebody built the Golden Gate Bridge. That's unfortunate. Nothing you can do about it. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. When we take a look at the city of Sais, we have the commercial hub, theatre square, industrial zone, aqueduct. The only thing potentially missing here is a neighborhood, a water park, or an entertainment district. Everything else probably wouldn't give us much in the way of tourism. So let's get the neighborhood. That seems like the most reasonable thing to do. Let's go ahead and play a show at Broadway. 4,000 tourism generated, 100 extra albums. Very happy with that outcome. What have you got? Goes to 11 is actually really damn good, but I prefer space rock personally. I like things that increase the level of my rock bands rather than increase the total amount of tourism they generate, because if they have a high level, they have a high chance of surviving. Okay, he has +2 levels and he died. It was a pretty damn low roll, 26%. Unlucky. Let's get another archaeological museum in Sena. Let's do the rock bands first. This is always really fun. So you're space rock. Let's go. Wait. We want to do it on university campuses. So like this one here. There's the Ruhr Valley. What a shit Ruhr Valley. What a genuinely god-awful Ruhr Valley. Okay, never mind. No rock band actions this turn. Okay, theatre square completed in Apu. We've got a fully built broadcast centre. In terms of return on investment, likely a commercial hub would give us a really, really good return on investment here for potentially getting Melita Bents. But we're also accelerating how quickly that we're stealing all these great people. Like we've got over 2,000 tourism pressure per turn against Russia. We don't even have a space race up yet, so I think we're in good shape. So yeah, I like the commercial hub, mainly just for the great people points. That's like the main return on investment there. What's the situation on the science front? So Peter has done the moon landing, so he won't get any more big bumps in his tourism. He does have really good culture per turn. Damn, that's really annoying. There's a goddamn nuclear submarine standing on this wonder that I want to go play a song on. World's Fair is completed. We came second. We don't really super care about that. There is a potential Dark Age coming, which I super don't want. We've completed the bank in here in Rakadet, getting us a ton of extra great people points. I don't think I care so much for the great engineer points anymore. So when Space Race comes, I'll probably switch out my cards. Let's get the broadcast center. It's pretty good. I could also get the oil power plant, but you know, it's not quite as important. Broadcast center here sit in Akitaten. Did you already build a neighborhood? You have not built a neighborhood, so that would be a pretty good acquisition, I feel. I wonder, can I put a seaside resort there? I could potentially put a seaside resort there. Let's go ahead and get a builder in this city, because I'm probably going to want to get rid of builders eventually. The builder card, rather, not builders. Yoink, an artifact. I'll take a barbarian artifact. I don't have quite a lot of them. You step in here, produce that. It would be really nice to get a Stadio de Maracana, actually. So, can I buy this stadium? Oh, it has to be flatland. Shit. Maybe I can get it in Swinet. Right, let's promote you with contractor. Come into Swinet. If I put an entertainment complex right here. Is that a hill? That's a hill. Damn, I need flatland. Is that a flatland? Okay, that's a flatland. Let's do entertainment complex. Boom. I need a ton of gold right now. So let's trade off every single luxury we have for as much gold as we can get. I'll even sell off all my strategics and my Diplo favor too. So I come in here. I buy the arena. I buy the zoo. And I buy the stadium. Then we make a stadio right there. In order to one turn this with Shah, I need to have how much? How much do I need? Where is Shah? Where did I put him? Okay, he's over here, so I'll have to take a look at him next turn to see if I can do something with that. We could get Grand Zimbabwe or Great Zimbabwe. I don't think that's particularly important to me. Okay, this is really important to me. I would like Great Works of Writing to be doubled, so I'm going to pump every single bit of Diplo favor I can into that. Alternatively, I could redirect this to relics or something, which doesn't matter because people are likely to vote this down. But if I can redirect it to relics, maybe that'll work well. But let's try to boost writing because I would get a lot from that. I don't care who gets the Diplo points and I don't care who gets this, so we're fine. Nice. I actually managed to double the great work tourism from writing. That's huge. We also have space race now. I'm going to start dropping liberalism, and I think public works or New Deal is probably next to go. But this is 24 extra base tourism. We're up to 1,300. The game is saying, God damn, he makes so many tourists. I feel like every tourism game has been like this. There's this one player who's far and away like a better defender than anyone else. So half of my current treasury in production, which means I need to spend a rather large chunk of gold for this. I need to have 4,000 gold in the bank, basically, to finish this in a single chop, which is what I will do. Let's play a concert on the Ruhr Valley. Hopefully they don't die. 5,000 tourism, 100 albums sold. That's pretty good. To call that a successful rock band. They've done a really good job. It would be amazing if they leveled up. He's getting so much tourism on me too. Right, rock band over a campus. Boom. 2,500 and 100 albums. Really successful rock band. I need more wonders. Panama Canal over here. We should probably give the Huey Toakali another attempt. Right, I think we can complete this in one turn with the Shah. Perfect. There's a Stadio de Maracana. So +2 amenities in every city in my civilization. This means New Deal is no longer necessary for me to maximize my amenities. This is just huge. This is like an absurd amount of amenities. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous. It also gives you an insane amount of culture too. I believe somebody told me this. I don't think it's true, but somebody said like the culture from a Stadio actually applies to every city in your empire. And oh my God, it does? That's insane. That is insane. This is like the best culture defense wonder in the entire game. Okay, that is like a super necessary wonder to prevent the AI from getting it. Okay, I've completely changed my opinion of the Estadio. This is like literally the best wonder in the game for defending a tourism victory. Pale Breakfast. I'm a little bit worried about them. They don't have a huge amount of tiles for them to go to. Let's get the shopping mall for tourism. It's worth it. But I'm pretty happy with how things are going. We finally passed the halfway point here, and we're about to get social media. Come on, I want a rock band to level up. It would be so amazing. 3,500 tourism, I'll take it. That's good. That's like pretty good. All right, so we stole a bunch of gold. I would like this to be empty. There's still that in there. So you go to here, get to that Hermitage. You've played on this thing. You also play on spaceports, right? Yeah, so we can do a spaceport concert here too. He did die, but he generated a decent amount of tourism before he died. Let's grab ourselves some more rock bands to send into the fray. Social media, that's lovely. 50% tourism boost. I think it's time for New Deal to go. Now that we have a Stadio de Maracana, that's fine. So that's a 50% tourism boost across every single trade route we have. Now it says Peter's going to win. I don't think he is. We got 100% for trade route for every single person. So even against Abraham Lincoln, I'm almost stealing 2 tourists per turn. So I would say we're now definitely in the peak. This is where the game ends. We have basically managed to grab all of the late game stuff. So I think really this is just now about mashing end turn to get to the W. Let's see if we can't purchase some great works of music. I'd like to buy Russia's in particular because I can just pull that little bit of tourism and culture off of him and put it into my empire. Russia has finally gotten bored of my rock bands and has kicked me out of their borders, which is totally fine. I can always just, make my way to other empires and kick about inside there. So the Netherlands have closed their borders. I need to find some wonders to play on. Let's have a look. Maybe I can pop down here to the Incan Empire and do some rock band in there. 16 turns until we win. That's amazing progress. That's exactly the kind of rate of victory that we want to see. Legitimately, literally perfect. Nice. There's globalization, which means I think I'm going to change around things. I don't need invention anymore. I'm going to go ahead and plug in laissez-faire. That's basically all the tourism stuff I can do. There's not a huge amount of optimization left for me. I think it really does just come down to mashing end turn and buying great works. But I think at this point, yeah, Russia thinks I'm too close to a culture victory, so he no longer wants to trade with me, which is fair enough. I mean, that's true. It's objectively true. I'm really, really close. So that makes sense. He should not trade with me anymore. I always loved building ski resorts in the desert mountains. It's just, I know, it's a really funny, anachronistic little thing. Let's go for cultural hegemony. This will allow me to optimize my rock bands, which is quite nice. That'll be a nice little bit of a late game boost. We have a broadcast center in the capital. I'm trying to think about what other things we could build for tourism. I suppose once we eventually get some of these late game great merchants, things like campuses will produce tourism, but will we ever reach that point actually? If Russia's culture keeps increasing, we might actually. It's a little concerning. All right, here comes Pale Breakfast. They got 350 album sales. Let's see a good 5,000 tourism and the unit dies. Unlucky. It's not really the kind of result that you like to see out of a rock band. Synthetic materials. So let's go have it and look around and see if there's anywhere in my empire that I can build the biosphere. I never really planned for it. There's a spot in Sais and it's quite expensive. So let's go for it. And then this will mean that any renewable power that I build will actually be worth tourism. I'll use the Shah on this again. Boom. That'll be 1 turn. There's the biosphere. So I don't know. There was a bug with this. I don't know if it still has the bug. But basically this triples the power output of your renewable energy things, turns that into tourism. So quite a handy late game thing, which kind of changes how we're going to navigate our way around the end of the tech tree, because now we want to get to things like the wind farm and the solar farm, which means we're probably going to want a lot more builders, because basically every hill in my empire can be retooled to be a wind farm, and every flatland tile can be retooled to be a solar farm. So we can build an energy-based utopia, which is kind of a fun idea that everyone wants to come live in. So the game reckons I'll win in 12 turns, which I'm very, very happy about, because I think this game has essentially overstayed its welcome, right? It's turn 257, it should be game over. I'm ready to be done with this game. Not I hated this game, but more all right, we're all the interesting decisions have been made, and really we're just kind of, again, mashing end turn. So 26% chance that these guys died, but they actually managed to level up. They generated 1,000 tourism, 150 albums, and they promoted, which means they're going to be super, super powerful if I can keep them alive a little bit longer. Seaside Resort play, and 1,750 tourism, very nice. It's going to shave potentially a turn or two off of our win condition. So currently, it says that we're going to win in about 16 turns, and is that accurate? Yeah, it's kind of coming back and forth. We're gaining a bit and then we're losing a bit, we're gaining a bit, we're losing a bit. But if we take 453 and we divide it by 574, we are 80% of the way to a win. So I think we're very, very close to winning here. So I'm trading with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm missing a trade route with someone. Let me go check who that is. Right, I'm missing a trade route with Poland. Let's make sure we trade with Poland. That's perfect. Oh, we got a top tier performance out of a rock band. Look at that, 5,000 tourism, 200 albums, and they leveled up. That is a massive, massive win by the Cold Governors. This is a surf rock band. Seems like surf's up in this game, dude. We're gaining about 2 to 3% on the victory per turn. So I think we're going to achieve this pretty effectively. What's the status of a science victory? Okay, nobody has actually launched the Mars colony, so we are good to go. Let's sabotage production. Research Alliance. I mean, I guess we technically could pass that. I do need to make sure I get open borders with everyone again. No, he denounced me as I was about to get open borders with him. Damn it. I suppose open borders has kind of fallen off in relevance here. It's not as important as it used to be. A little rock band right here. 16% chance they die. A 4th tier performance. I will take that. That's not the most amazing one, but it's an acceptable outcome. 26% chance of failure here. Oh, and they leveled up again 7,000 tourism, another Legends of Rock. That's back-to-back Legends of Rock on these guys. That's amazing. Another 200 albums and a promotion. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. They have huge potential. Yeah, the potential for rock bands is genuinely kind of mind-blowing. Okay, so now we have access to composites, which gives us access to wind farms, which I will now start making wind farms. And if I hover over these, there's a way to see power. If I go to the power tab, wait, +2? Surely with Biosphere, this should be +6. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm getting 10 tourism out of that. So yeah, it is working as intended. It's just not showing it exactly as you would expect. Okay, perfect, fine. It is actually working, which is all that we can hope for, really. And I mean, at this point in the game, these are not like super important for us to optimize for, but every shred of tourism that you can acquire potentially could shave a turn off, you know? So that's why I always try to play optimally until the last turn. At least until it's time to just hit Shift Enter and let the turn roll over. 4 turns until we secure a victory. At least according to the little counter over here. I think it'll be more like 2 to 3, depending. Could be more, actually. Yeah. All right, that's brilliant. We've finally reached the end of this arc. This arc of gameplay. It took us a long time to get here, but I think at this point now, most of our decisions are trivial, so I'm just going to click on things randomly. This is what you should do when you're at like the super ultra late game, just like, you just, make your decisions really quickly, because none of them really, here's the thing, some decisions don't affect the outcome of the game, right? That's just objectively true. It doesn't matter if you're going to like, do I put a forest here? Who cares? Just click a button. Nobody, just get to the end of the turn, get through things. And I mean, this will affect the end of the game, right? 7,200 tourism free, boom. Thank you very much. A delicious, delicious outcome for me. So that's the sort of stuff. Hey, he doesn't hate me anymore. Beautiful. He doesn't hate me. I can get open borders with him. That might optimize things just a smidge. That could shave a turn off. You never know. This sort of stuff. It probably won't shave a turn off, but it could just shave a little edge of a turn. A little, just that of a turn. Open borders with you, good, fine, sir. And there we are. We are 1 turn away. Probably 2, realistically. Like, realistically, it's 2. It's got to be 2. Oh my god, you can play on both tiles of the Great Barrier Reef? What the hell? And they leveled up again? This rock band is like, I would love if there was like a counter that told you how much tourism a rock band earned. I'm pretty sure that just won us the game. Like that move, that little maneuver right there just won us the game. As did this one. Another level up? What are you talking about? That's insane. I got amazing Rock Band RNG this game. Like legitimately insane Rock Band RNG. Beautiful game, beautiful victory. What a beautiful empire we built. We started off building insane amounts of wonders. We transitioned into a Sphinx heavy gameplay. We built up our theater squares and then boom, we went 1-2 punch with national parks and rock bands to finish out the game. What a gorgeous game. What a beautiful game. We manipulated the game mechanics. We got to the end. And my goodness, I'm just feeling good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much. And I gotta show you the graphs before I end the game, dude. The most important graph right here. Total religions founded. That's gonna be it for me. Bye-bye.